Hi everyone, Dr. Kim Somerville here, your resident general practitioner and clinical nutritionist. Today I'm going to be talking about emotional eating. What is it? Why is it important? And what are some of the ways we can curb this eating pattern if we find ourselves in this situation? So just a little disclaimer, emotional eating and binge eating are not the same things. Binge eating usually means that you're overeating to the point of being uncomfortably full and possibly have to purge thereafter. So if you do find yourself in a situation where you may have an eating disorder, I would suggest you see your general practitioner or therapist or counselor so that they can curtail their advice specifically to you rather than these general tips that I'm about to give. Emotional eating is anytime we're overeating or undereating because of an emotion and not just our physical hunger or fullness. So that emotion may be sadness, loneliness, anger, or even frustration. And we use the food as a comfort in this period of time. So why is it important? If you're overeating, you tend to giving your body more calories and more nutrients than it really needs. So this may lead to obesity or other non-communicable chronic illnesses like hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol, especially if this is a higher risk in your family line. If you're undereating now, we're not giving our body enough nutrients and enough energy to continue throughout the day at our best self. Now, what are some things that we can do to change this? First and foremost, build your self-awareness. You want to think about how you feel when you're getting a craving. Is it that you're really hungry? Is it just the time of the day to have that meal? Or are you feeling some type of emotion like sadness or anxious? Did your boss just get you upset 2 hours ago and now you feel to eat a chocolate? Think about it before going any further. Second tip is portion control. If you really want to satisfy that craving, instead of getting a large chocolate bar, get a small one. Instead of getting that large ice cream that you generally do, get a smaller container. Anything that you're usually going to get to satisfy your craving, ensure that you get a smaller version of that to help you reduce those calories. If you know that you can't portion control, the next best thing to do is avoid. So if you're leaving work and you're frustrated and you know you're going to pass KFC, rather than passing KFC, avoid that and take a different route. If you're having some cravings, don't go to the supermarket at that time. I spoke a little bit about your food environment in my last video and how it helps us to change what we're doing and to change the foods around us to prevent us from indulging in that craving. Last but not least, pay attention to your emotion. What is something that you can do other than eating or avoiding eating that can help you with this particular emotion? If you're sad or upset, you could journal, you could meditate, you could take a walk or even exercise, or pick up the phone and call a relative or a friend. There are many things that we can do to soothe our emotions at the time that doesn't involve food. If it's getting too intense for you, maybe you can actually speak to your general practitioner or therapist for them to give you some coping mechanisms during this time. At the end of the day, we can't feel guilty for wanting to use food to help us. We're in some unprecedented times and we really need anything that we can get to help us. But I hope these tips are good for you today. If you need any more information, you can ask me here at Simple Summer Naturals. Have a good day, everyone.